Welcome to Wildstar Nexus's first podcast. I'm Roland Damon, and Kaleda will hopefully join us down the road when he gets the time. For this episode, I just want to go down some recent news and fire that the community has lit up recently. Wildstar will have a dungeon finder at release. This has caused an enormous upset with quite a few people within the community, some going as far as to say that they've lost complete interest in the game now because of this one feature potentially killing the community. Are they over-exaggerating? Maybe. There are a lot of factors that could make this feature dull the feeling of community within Wildstar, but as far as the community stance is taken, that's more of the fault of the players. Let me explain. The biggest complaint people had about the Dungeon Finder was that it killed the community. That may be true. People didn't spend hours spamming trade chat to find a dungeon because of the limited number of players. With the Dungeon Finder, reputation didn't matter as much. You could just join up with some random group of strangers, be a total jerk, and leave without any kind of serious repercussions. Another thing that people often forget is how long people have been playing MMOs. We've seen the usual encounters many, many times before. Sheep the moon, sap the star, kill the skull. Sometimes it was so obvious that you never even needed to mark because it was, well, obvious at that point who should get killed first. Reminds me of a time where I literally pulled everything. Long story, I'll tell you all later. So we have the few things that truly hurt, quote unquote, the overall feeling of the Dungeon Finder. Lack of community, people being jerks, the level of skill going up over time, and the difficulty of dungeons going down over time. That's a lot of cons for something that saves us all something in the long run. Time. I could go real deep here about time, but I'll refrain and just say that we're playing an MMO, a type of game especially designed to waste time, but in a sometimes more fruitful way than games like Call of Duty. We actually get a chance to meet a lot of people and be with them in ways that are much more slow than in most other games. I remember dungeons taking 30 minutes to an hour, if not more, because they were hard, difficult, and required communications to accomplish, and you felt rewarded for doing so. In that time, you may or may not find friends you liked playing with, and will go on accordingly. There are a lot of people out there that like to play unhindered. I can speak from experience because I actually don't really like running with groups. I pick up on a game mechanics quick and generally can run through stuff solo, even group content alone, faster than having one or two other people with me. I often get the trade-off of losing out on talking to others or getting to know other people. This is something that I, as a player, have to change myself. It's these social interactions, and much like real life, many people have forgotten the art of communication with their lulls and raffles and OMGs. And the thing we do know is that we really don't know how this game's Dungeon Finder will turn out in the end anyway. There's still too many unknowns out there, and until we actually get a hold of the final product, there isn't anything we can say one way or another. To the Wildstar community at large, I love seeing you guys so passionate about this game. But don't go so far as to lose reason. Losing reason will hurt the community more than a feature in-game that is supposed to bring people together ever will. Anyway, thanks for listening. I would like to apologize for not writing anything the past few days, as I've had a mild case of stomach flu or food poisoning, or I don't know. I felt like death and couldn't do anything. Thanks for listening to the first podcast. This is more of a test than anything, and I hope that everyone enjoys this. You can follow us on Twitter at Wildstar Nexus, or you can find our website, wildstarnexus.wordpress.com. Thanks for listening.